Howdy, y'all. I'm Adam the Renaissance Nerd. Rings of Power. 5 weeks in, 6 episodes watched. Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, this show is a disaster. You gotta wonder, was it always going to be a disaster? Was there a chance this could have been good? Personally, I say no. Not when you realize who was put in charge of the show. Fake fans. That is the biggest problem, or one of the biggest problems we have in this pop culture war that we are all embroiled in. You got real fans like myself, you guys watching this video. We are passionate. We love what we do. We love our franchises. We love to talk about them, celebrate them. We love to theorize. We love anything involved with them. It's called passion. Some people, wrongly so, like to come to my channel here, like to say, chill out, bro. You're taking this too seriously. It's just a show. If you don't like it, don't watch it. You're just an angry little troll nerd. What are you doing watching this? Just go do this, go do that. Don't bother us. Don't shine a light on this horrible, horrible presentation. That got him. And they try to make it up that I'm constantly yelling and I'm constantly screaming. I'm constantly in rage mode. No, it's called controlled passion at times. It's called being genuine and authentic. Something a fake does not understand. I was recently watching an anime where a couple in the anime were pretending to be boyfriend and girlfriend, and at the apex of the 12-episode run that it was on, everybody was starting to figure out that it was fake. And then they put on a brief display about a discussion trying to throw people off the scent, and they kept saying, oh, looks fake, looks forced. When you listen to rhetoric of people who are fake, who are not genuine, not authentic, you get the instant impression that they are not real, that they're trying to tell you what they think you want to hear. And that's how you know they're fake. And then you know they're fake when they regurgitate the same old lines. As I just said, shut up, don't watch it if you don't like it. Why are you freaking out? It's just a this kind of show, just a that type of show. Insert favorite phrase they want to attribute to the franchise that we love, to try and diminish it, yet talk about how what they love is so great about this usual woke virtue signaling mess that we're all forced to dissect on a weekly basis. The language is important. And I go back to what I originally said. Rings of Power never had a chance because who was in charge? Bad Reboot acolytes. Patrick McCain and JD Payne. Yeah. JD Payne, Patrick McCain, sorry. Hey, they share a brain. Of course I'm going to get them mixed up. JD Payne, Patrick McCain. They're Bad Reboot acolytes. They learned at the feet of those who learned at the feet of the ultimate bullshit artist in Hollywood today, Jar Jar Abrams, the destroyer of franchises. They are fake, just like he is fake. He's not a fan of anything. He just wants to grab power and push agenda, or some say his wife's agenda, because maybe he's a little cucked. But he has no talent, and these people have no talent. And every time they try to show, as I said, every time they try to show it and pretend they're put up words, reveal them for the fake fans they are. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power showrunners discussed the Mount Doom twist. If you didn't watch last week's episode of Rings of Power, which you shouldn't, you should watch my review and everybody else's reviews, and then join us every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on This Is Mordor Country, where I collect a panel and we tear it apart. We had a great one this weekend. Thanks to everybody who was there. Thanks to everybody who watched it. It was a fun time. They're fake because they create fake. The birth of Mount Doom, how Mount Doom was not created on Middle Earth. They wanted to create an origin story for Mount Doom, and they did it in the most half-assed, lame, barely thought out fashion. They didn't no actual science involved for their little eruption plan. Not legitimate. The whole idea that you need to have a Mount Doom origin story. And then, as you see right here, the aftermath at the end of the episode, Galadriel Warrior Queen just stood there as the oncoming wave of pure ash and fire destruction washes over her. She's just going to be covered in Cheeto dust. That's it. But we go on here. Lord of the Rings of Power showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay recently discussed the Mount Doom twist in episode 6. We are at Game Rant because they know what they're talking about. Skipping to this. Lord of the Rings of Power has been making waves on Amazon with its additions to Tolkien's lore. Waves? You mean tidal waves that have destroyed everything, or attempting to destroy everything? Fans have been exposed to a side of Middle Earth they've never seen on the screen before because this side of Middle Earth doesn't exist because it's not real. It's not real Tolkien. And this came at the head with episode 6's surprise ending, in which Mount Doom erupts and turns the Southlands into what will come to be known as Mordor. Sorry, I had to do it their way. In an instant, the show transformed one of its settings into one of the most iconic locations from Tolkien's tales. Ooh, alliteration, aren't you clever? In a recent review with The Hollywood Reporter, Payne and McKay expressed a desire to tie any twists in the story to Tolkien's own themes and philosophies. Editing, learn how to do it. Tolkien, as many fans know, was a staunch environmentalist and traditionalist. I know he's a traditionalist. I don't know about the environmentalist part. Someone who knows the professor's letters much better than I, please inform me on that. Well, we know he's a traditionalist, and they go on here that he hated the industrial age. And part of what he talked about was a regret that the world had to go in that direction. He didn't like allegory, so he didn't use allegory, but his thoughts are clear. And this is McKay speaking now. Now, let's read these words. And this is my point of my video today. You hear the fake in it, and this is why this show never had a chance. A huge theme in the environmentalism and the way machines and industrializations destroy the land. We wanted that to be the central core all the time. Oh, so we're writing a Lord of the Rings show about climate change? I don't know, maybe, but they're trying. It's a thing that comes up again and again throughout the show, McKay said. So in the writer's room, we asked, what if Mordor was beautiful? A bucolic like Switzerland? And then what could happen to transform it? We talked about the poisoning of the land, which starts in the first episode with the cow. How? You've never explained how the poisoning of the land has happened. You just showed a cow squirting out black oozing milk. You've never explained how the poisoning of the land is happening. Mystery box! We'll come back to that. That ties in. It all builds towards this geologically realistic way of igniting the mountain. No! You got you even got the science wrong. For that kind of eruption to happen, you would need pressure to build up. You showed an open hole to the surface where the gases can escape and not build up. You failed. Even a guy who got a D in geometry in college like myself knows you failed. Which now blacks out the sky for a very practical reason. Adar, our villain, sees the orcs as his people, and they deserve a home where the sun doesn't torment them. We're hoping it will take people by surprise. Did you hear anything in these words about Lord of the Rings, about telling a story? No, what you just heard was obfuscation, was mystery box, the lowest form of storytelling pioneered by Jar Jar Abrams, the destroyer of franchises. What you heard was word salad and self-importance. So happy with what they've done, not understanding that what this idiot just described makes no sense. And when we saw it play out on the screen, made no sense. Again, here comes some more. Here comes the fake. McKay and Payne's insistence on adhering to Tolkien's themes is hugely important. Adaptations change so many elements of the story for the sake of the medium because what works in a book form may not necessarily translate well to a television or film, and vice versa. But by keeping the themes in Tolkien's books on hand and respecting them as best they can, the showrunners of the Rings of Power can keep their show as true to Tolkien as possible. Oh, you mean how Tolkien's primary theme, that you cannot use darkness to save anything. You cannot touch darkness and serve the light, serve the good. You cannot go that. His primary thing, you cannot use the one ring to achieve goodness because it will always destroy you. Touching the darkness will always destroy and diminish you. You mean that primary thing that they threw out the window in this series? The whole rock in the boat, the rocks looking dark, light looking where you look at a rock, the rock, throw the rock at your head and shut the hell up. You mean that theme? All to create a fake theme about what if we made environmentalism something important in this?
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
So you understand, this is a shill using fake arguments to prop up words by a fake fan. These people are what's wrong with everything going on today in pop culture. They come into these realms where we were here first. They drop a flag like they're the first ones here, the first ones to recognize this territory as something important, and then proceed to tear down everything that's great and then fill it with their woke narratives, their SJW intersectional feminist bullshit. And then claim that we're the ones at fault for saying, why did you just bring a bulldozer into my playground and destroy my favorite rides? No, we're the bad ones because we're asking, why are you ruining this? Now, does Rings of Power ruin Lord of the Rings? No, of course it doesn't ruin Lord of the Rings, because Lord of the Rings came first. It is survived for decades. And the fact that this isn't remotely Lord of the Rings is why you can easily separate the two. Galadriel, warrior queen, Cheeto dust transformation here. She's not Galadriel.
There's a tempest in me.
Oh, the show it was always doomed. Because fake people trying to pretend to be actual fans will never fool real fans. And in the end, they're not even going to fool the normies, because the normies understand this is crap. They find more enjoyment with Hot D than this cavernous, abyss plummeting train wreck of a show. All right, I'm done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me, where I hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about whiny Stan and SJW fifis. Hit the notification button, share my videos if you like what I'm preaching, and by all means, comment away. I want to hear from you guys. Love to hear from you guys, because you're fans just like me, and I care what you think, and I don't care what the Stans and the SJWs think, because 2 or 1, they are cowards behind keyboards, and I cannot wait for this video to trigger them. Thank you again for watching this video. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach out to me at therennerd@gmail.com. That email's for channel business only, so I check it on a daily basis. Also, you can find me at the Geeks and Gamers forums under @ROAS, and you can find me at Rumble and Odyssey, The Renaissance Nerd. Thank you again. See you next time.